Of a Detroit schools funding package of bills. The multi-million-dollar plan could be discussed during today's House and Senate sessions. The legislation would provide $500 million to pay off the district's debt. House Speaker Kevin Cotter says he would keep the House in session all week if a deal is not reached. Stay with 7 Action News and WXYZ.com for the very latest in the Detroit Public Schools funding bill. But the funding bill leaves out the controversial Detroit Education Commission, something the mayor of Detroit wants changed. As 7 Action News reporter Nima Shafei explains now, this seems to be a big sticking point with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Nima.
This is about quality education across the board, across the city here in Detroit, be it a public school or charter school.
Let me be clear. Today is not about Detroit public schools versus charter schools.
This morning, 27,000 children who live in the city of Detroit got up and went to school at a school in another city.
Do the math. That's 1 in every 4 kids that are leaving the city of Detroit to attend schools elsewhere.
We got roughly 100 DPS and 100 charter schools. We have lots of choice. What we don't have is quality choice.
That's why the mayor wants the Detroit Education Commission, or DEC for short, to be included in the legislation that's being discussed in Lansing. It's actually part of the $715 million funding bill that's being proposed. Those for the DEC gathered this morning with him to discuss its importance.
I think there is no one in this city who can argue against accountability for all that leads to excellence for children.
You saw the large number of people that are pro-DEC or pro-Detroit Education Commission, but inside that room what you didn't see are the people that are totally against it, and here's why.
What we're concerned about is the interjection of politics into this.
Dan Quisenberry is the president of the Michigan Association of Public School Academies.
What we hear so much is, let's get after academics, let's get after attracting teachers and accountability, and yet the solutions that are offered are about governance.
The DEC, we've learned, would rate schools by letter grades based on various educational factors, and we've learned have control over the openings of new schools in the city. Dan says the current system of rating schools, he believes, needs replaced.
But not with a city-only system that's created locally like that. We need to expect the same things from kids across the state of Michigan.
In Detroit, I'm Nima Shafei, 7 Action News.